No matter how big your print-on-demand business gets or how much profit you start to make, there is one thing that every print-on-demand seller is going to start dealing with in January, and that is the dreaded holiday returns. While returns really do happen throughout the entire year, as we start to close out the last quarter of 2022, returns are going to just increase in a way that you might not have seen before, especially if this is your first year in print-on-demand as a business. While returns in some ways are unavoidable, there are a few things that you definitely should know so that you can prepare yourself and your business for what might happen in 2023 when you start getting those holiday returns. So make sure you watch to the end of the video to find out how I would be preparing myself for January's 2023 holiday returns. I'm Hannah, and on this channel I share about all things print on demand and making passive income. So if that's something you're interested in, I'd love it if you'd subscribe down below for new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. The first piece of advice I would give you as we are coming to a close in 2022 is to not stress the returns. While at other times of the year, a much higher amount of returns in a single month could indicate that there is a problem with something in your print-on-demand business, whether that's your workflow, shipping, design choices, maybe there's a typo, but you should just be prepared and know that in January, regardless of what your designs look like, you are going to experience more returns than usual. It can be very discouraging to watch all of the profit that you've made in the previous month start to tick down as people are returning more and more in January, but you should also be celebrating that hopefully you did make a lot more sales in November and December than you did the rest of the year. Even after the returns have all been said and done and taken care of, you should find that you still averaged out making more money than you did in those previous months. Sometimes I find that my profits even double in the months of November and December. So even if a big percentage of your items are getting returned, you still should come out on top. So that is something you don't need to stress about. I've mentioned before that on places like Etsy and Amazon, sometimes when you start getting a lot of return requests, that can flag something in your account that someone is going to come in and maybe manually review what is going on, sometimes leading to an account termination. But in January, you are going to get more returns, and Amazon and Etsy are well aware of this. They also sell a bunch of items themselves, and so they are preparing to receive a lot of returns in January 2023. So you don't need to stress that even if you experience a ton of returns, you are not going to get your account flagged or terminated in any way. The next thing you need to be aware of is when these returns are going to start happening. Returns for items purchased in November and December typically happen well into the new year after all of the holiday festivities and celebrations have really died down. While you might start getting some returns as we approach Christmas, the bulk of those returns are going to happen in the second and third weeks of January, I find in my own business. People are still typically in that holiday vacation mode towards the end of the year, and it takes them a little bit of time to get back into the swing and the groove of just regular life once January comes around. So sometimes people that, even if they intend to return something, are not going to get around to it for the first couple weeks of the year. If you think you're in the clear because you made it to January, you might find that a lot of those returns are going to come towards the end of the month. Typically, the return window for someplace like Amazon is going to be 30 days, well into January. However, in other years, we've seen them extend this return period to 90 or even 100 days for holiday shopping. Be aware that you still could be getting Christmas and New Year's shirt returns well into 2023, even in February or March. The bulk of them are definitely going to happen in January, but don't be surprised if you still are seeing some of those trickle into the spring. Amazon and Etsy typically do a very good job of letting people know that once the cutoff date is that they might not receive their item in time for Christmas. But unfortunately for us, a lot of people don't like to play it safe, and they try to order items that are definitely not going to make it in time for them to be a gift on Christmas. So a lot of times you'll see items getting delivered on the 26th, 27th, and 28th getting returned a lot because they didn't make it in time to give that as a gift. The next thing you should be aware of is what percent of returns you should expect to be normal around this time of year. I've shared in the past that typically my normal returns on an average month are going to sit somewhere between 5 and 6%, rarely creeping up to that 10% mark. So if you sell 100 products, getting 5 of them returned would definitely be normal, even 6, 7, or 8 of those. That is well within the range that you should just expect in running a print on demand business. However, during Q4 and in the spring of 2023, you could likely expect your average returns to more than double. So if your returns typically sit around 5%, I would definitely be expecting to get about 10% returns, even creeping up to more like 15 or possibly 20%. Any more than 20%, I would think you should definitely take a look at your items and see if there is a bigger problem to address, but don't stress too much if you do start getting maybe 15 or 20 returns for every 100 shirts that you sell. Another thing that can really play into this return percent and kind of mess up the system that you might have going is during Christmas, I always get a few bulk orders that are either a big set of gifts or even a family group of shirts or sweatshirts. And occasionally, one of those groups wants to return those items. It's always super painful to get maybe 20 or 30 returns in a single day, but it does happen, and that definitely can swing your percent of returns really high. So just be aware that that could happen as well. The next thing you should know is what types of products are typically going to be returned. There are a few different items that I find are returned the most. The first one obviously being Christmas designs. There is a big problem, especially around Halloween time, of people quote unquote renting your shirts to wear to a party or an event. And I see this continue into Christmas as well, unfortunately. What happens is someone will purchase an item, maybe an ugly Christmas sweater, sweatshirt, or a shirt, and they're going to wear it to a work party or a holiday party that they have. And then they don't really want to bother with spending the money on this, so they're going to file a return even after they've worn the item, stating that they didn't like how it looked or something else was wrong with it. And there's really no way as a seller that we can combat this, but you just need to be aware of it. And then the second category is just going to be those generic evergreen shirts that people are going to receive as gifts for Christmas. Sometimes you'll get returns because it's the wrong size, or just someone didn't like it and they received it as a gift. I never really find that I get more returns in Christmas than I do in other trends and categories. It about evens out, and I kind of get a good mix of all of those different types of products being returned. If you are an Etsy seller or a Shopify seller, there is something else that you are going to need to be aware of and put in place before we even get to January. And that is, you're going to really need to define your return policy and how you are going to enforce that. I typically have a no return policy on my Etsy stores, but even if you have a no return policy, that doesn't mean that people are going to ask for returns, even for things that aren't the manufacturer's problem. So I always accept returns if there's a problem with printing, a wrong size was delivered, or something else went wrong with the product. No questions asked. If they send me a picture and I can tell that something went wrong on the manufacturing side, I will always issue a return from them. And if you work with a good print provider, someplace like Printify, they will take care of that with no charge to you if it was on their end. However, as the holidays come to a close, you're going to start getting an increase in messages of people asking to return the items because someone didn't like it, it was the wrong size, they ordered something and it didn't arrive on time for what they needed it for. And even if you have a no return policy in place, you're going to need to decide how lenient you're going to be on that. Sometimes I will honor the request if it does seem reasonable, because I really don't like to get that negative feedback, and it just comes with owning a business. Sometimes you're going to have to just give the return, but if you are not going to offer returns for any circumstance, you definitely need to figure out what your wording is going to be and how you are going to communicate that to customers. Be aware that if you do refuse returns, even if it's stated in your policy, you still could get some negative feedback and you probably have lost that customer. So a lot of times I do like to just be a little bit more lenient, especially around the holidays when people are buying a lot of items and could have possibly just made a mistake in something. It's really unfortunate when you have to eat the cost yourself, but it just comes with running a business. You are going to get a certain amount of returns, especially around this time of year. And I've seen that when I can offer those customers that were unhappy with something a really good solution, they tend to actually buy from me again. So while if you refuse the return, you could be losing that customer for life, if you do make them happy, they're very likely to shop with you again. If you really can't offer a return, one thing I would definitely suggest is offering them a big discount to repurchase the correct item that they would like. Sometimes you can offer up to 40 or 50% off just so that you're not paying the full manufacturing cost, but they're getting the item they want at a discounted price because they have already purchased. So just think about and plan what you are going to do and what strategy you're going to take when you do get those messages asking for returns, because they will happen, unfortunately. As we are gearing up for January, sometimes it's really hard to start seeing your profits take a dip. So the best way you can combat this and make sure that your profits start increasing in 2023 is to really get on some of the biggest trends that are going to be starting in the new year. I've actually created an entire video for you guys with all of the biggest trends that I think are going to be even bigger in 2023 that you definitely want to take a look at and start designing for, so that your business has the best chance to continue being profitable in 2023 and well beyond. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.